Okay, let's do one more example. So we want to multiply one equation to eliminate a variable. So the first step is I want to multiply at least one equation by a constant to get two equations that contain opposite terms. Now notice, if I add or subtract these two equations as they are, the x term will not be eliminated and the y term will not be eliminated. That's a problem because we need at least one of the terms we want one term to be eliminated. So let's see what we can do. I need to multiply it so that I will have opposite terms. Well, if I multiply, I see I've got a 5 and a 2 here. I can't multiply either 5 or 2 by anything that would give me an opposite term. Maybe, let's see, what if I again multiplied by a -2? If I multiplied this whole thing by a -2, I would then get opposite terms here. So let me do that. Multiply this whole thing by -2. Let me rewrite the top equation as it already is because that's not changing. And now if I multiply -2x times 2x, I get -4x. -2 times a positive 3y, I get a -6y. Do you see what happened there? And then -2 times a -5 will give me a positive 10. All right, that brings me to step 2. Step 2 says add the equations, and by doing so I'm going to eliminate one of the variables, and then I'll solve the equation. Again, look, these are now opposite terms. If I add, the y is going to be eliminated. So let me go ahead and do that. 5x minus 4x, or 5x plus a -4x, that's going to be x. Okay, I like that. No negative terms in front of my variable. 6y plus a -6y, I get 0. And -8 plus a positive 10 gives me what? 2, right? So x is going to end up, x will equal 2. All right, so I found my x variable. I found the value for my x variable. So now I want to substitute the value from step 2 into one of the equations and solve for the other variable. And remember, I need to write the solution as an ordered pair. All right, I think I can do that. Let's see. I'm looking here. I don't see any equations. I don't see one being easier than the other. So I'll just use the first equation. Let me go ahead and rewrite this here. So 5x plus 6y equals -8. Now I'm going to substitute in my x of 2, or x equals 2 in for x. So 5 times 2 plus 6y equals -8. Okay, so 5 times 2 I know is 10, simplifying this. 6y plus 6y equals -8. My job is to get y by itself, so let me go ahead and subtract 10 from both sides. This eliminates. I end up with 6y equals -18. And if I divide both sides by 6, I get y equals -3. Okay, so it looks like I found a value for my x and a value for my y. And if I write that as an ordered pair, then x always goes first. I would end up with 2, -3. All right, now is there anything else I should do before I say that I have successfully solved this system? Well, remember, I want to check my work. So I want to take the x and the y value and I want to plug it into one equation and make sure that both sides of the equal sign are in fact equal. Well, I used the first equation to get my y value. So let me go ahead and use the second equation and plug all this in and see if I get both sides equal. So let's see. I'll rewrite the equation, the original equation first. And now let me go ahead and plug in my values. So 2 in for x, -3 in for y. All right, 2 times 2 plus 3 times -3 equals -5. All right, let me simplify that. 4 plus 3 times -3 is -9 equals -5. All right, let me fix this. This is really 4 minus 9 equals -5. And 4 minus 9 is -5. So -5 does equal -5. So therefore, this is the solution to our system. Finished.